Hi everybody and welcome to another review by me. That's right, we're going to be talking about one of my recent games I just played, Metroid Prime Trilogy, and what I thought about it. And I'm going to not go into whole detail about it. If you guys have not played it, let me tell you guys, if you've not played it in the Metroid Prime games, you are missing out big time. Oh my gosh. So, Metroid Prime is a game that came out on the GameCube and continued on into the Wii's, lifespan. And rightfully so. Now, you're probably wondering, how in the world did you play Metroid Prime? The first two games. I downloaded from the Wii U eShop the trilogy. And I am so happy I did. So, let me just say that in the past, I did play Metroid Prime, the very first game. I did not play 2 Echoes or 3 Corruption. At the time, I wasn't into Metroid. I thought the games were too hard. And recently, I finally beat the game. Not too long ago, I beat the game, like a couple of years ago. So I was like, okay, I've got to play all these games. So I've been playing all these games up to this point. And last night, I finally beat 3 Corruption. But let me give you my thoughts on all 3 games. The first game blew my mind completely. Wow. The concept was cool. I liked how they told us why Samus lost her abilities. In this game, she lost it because of a blast, which at the end of the first chapter of the game, that caused her suit to malfunction, so she has to go and get him again. Makes sense. The bosses in the game were great. I did not expect them to be so epic. And the controls, they were okay. I mean, I'm not saying they were bad. It's just, I don't know. I didn't hate the games, but I didn't hate the controls, but I'm a 2D guy, okay? I mean, I'll play the occasional 3D game, like Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy, but Metroid to me, or in Ocarina of Time, but Metroid to me should be done in 2D. But that's not to say that the 3D Metroids are out the window for me, because these games were awesome. I did like the Ridley fight. I thought Meta Ridley was really cool. I actually fought him in Melee. Not Melee, but Brawl, when that came out. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I was like, this is awesome. And I did like the final boss. And I'm not going to go into spoiler territory, but let me just say, that boss was amazing. So, getting into Metroid Prime 2, that game elaborated a lot more on storyline. This beats the final boss. So he goes through this world that's being corrupted by some unknown force. Dark Samus, by the way. And so he has to go and kick its butt. And there's a light and dark world, kind of like Zelda. And that was kind of cool. I enjoyed that a little more than Metroid Prime. But, again, the controls were kind of... they weren't as good. but I'm not saying they were terrible. You have new beams you could get, and just like the first game, they tell you why you lose your ability to do things. These dark creatures take it from her, so you have to get them again. And in the end, you fight the final boss. And again, I'm not saying a whole lot, but the first boss, it took some figuring it out, but it wasn't bad. But the second boss, again, was epic. I liked it. But again, I would not definitely debunk the fact that it was an awesome game. Now, getting into the third game, I loved the hunters. Oh my gosh. If you guys have not played a Metroid Prime game, go out, get yourself a ESOP card, or get the GameCube games, or find the trilogy on Wii. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. So, in this game, Samus teams up with three hunters. Gore, I think that's his name. Gore's one of them. Gadrea? Gadreda? Is it Gadrea or Gadreda? I think it's Gadrea. So how her name was pronounced. And what is the ice guy? I can't remember. Hold on. I'll be right back. Rundus. That's his name. And I'm going to look and see how it's pronounced. Hold on. I'm going to look up Google. Here. Hold on. How do you pronounce Gadrea from Metroid Prime 3?
That's pronounced Gadea from Metroid Prime 3.
Okay. How do you pronounce Gandrea from Metroid Prime 3?
That's pronounced Kendrea from A Plant 3.
Hold on. Hang on. Google doesn't help on this. But I know for a fact it's Gandrea because they can remember right, that's how they pronounced her name. So, anyways, he teams up with these three guys. With these three people. One has ice powers, one has a giant mech suit, and one can transform into different things. Rundus has the ice powers. Gore has his big, gigantic mech suit, and Gadrea, however you pronounce it, you pronounce it however you want, is the one that can transform into different creatures. Now, you do keep all your powers, but you get new ones. And again, I'm not going to go into details about what you get, but let me just say they're awesome. And in this game, you get what's called hyper mode, and it's kind of neat because you can kill enemies really quick. There's one catch, though, and it's called corrupted hyper mode. And let's just say if you let it go too long, it's not good. But it's pretty awesome. But the reason why, and so anyway, the 300s he goes up against, which he goes with, gets corrupted. AK, that's why it's called corruption, And she gets corrupted too. But the thing is, she doesn't get corrupted as bad as the other three. and you have to fight each boss. And there's a bit of more of a strategy to them, I think. Now, Metroid Prime 1 and 2 had a little bit of strategy to some of the bosses, but some of the bosses, like, some of them was just stupidly hard. Like, there was one in Metroid Prime 2 I had the most trouble with. That boss was so stupid. And it was a spider ball boss. I don't know. But, again, it's not a bad game. I really like it. But I think out of all three games, I think my favorite was definitely Corruption. I don't know why I never tried the Prime games. I did play Hunters. I had it on the DS. Eventually I will be talking about some of the other Metroid games. Right now I am playing Other M. I'm going to play that. And then I'm going to play Samus Returns. I am hoping we get an announcement either this year or next year about Metroid Prime 4. After playing all three games, I definitely would say I'm ready for it. But here are my final verdicts on all three games. Metroid Prime, it's a good game. I wouldn't say it's perfect. I'm just going to give it an 8 because the storyline was great. The bosses are okay. It was new. They were trying something different. So, Metroid Prime 2, I'll give it an 8 too because, again, it's not terrible, but I'm not saying it's bad either. And as for the third and final game on the trilogy, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, I'm not going to give it a 10 because, it's not perfect. I mean, there's flaws in it. But I will give it a 9 because of how good the storyline is. The boss battles are awesome. The final boss is awesome. It blew my mind. But all three were great. And as for the trilogy itself, I'm going to give it a thumbs up and a definite 9.5 out of 10. Great game. Again, if you have not played it or want to play it, I'm telling you, if you have played any of the Metroid games, I would say try out Metroid Prime Trilogy. I'm telling you guys, this game, if you like Metroid, it'll blow your mind. Like, really. It is amazing. I love it. And, as always, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to make sure you know when I got a new video out. And stay tuned, because I got more reviews coming up for you.